Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Last night, if you were in the trading group, you would have made gains. We were looking at front. Let's talk about it. I was in the 99, zooming around with my 99ers, talking about it, having a blast. Do we get a bounce off this support at 26,369? Look, resistance fell through, bounced. You knew that was a key area that we were going to bounce off of. Resistance there as well, fell through there. But 1, 2, 3 points, gave it 4 points, told me that, that fourth point was today, that we were going to hit this place, 26,005. 26.3 was the next area that we were going to tussle with right about here. See where we've had this level right there. We've had resistance in these areas at 26,300. And we start off the bat. We don't want to waste your time. Ready to go, right? Ready to rock and roll. Let's get the music back up and running. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for spending your beautiful day with me. Also, we went over this on the live stream yesterday and in my update. That's an Adam and Eve double top. We went over it. 1, 2. You have your dot. You have your triangle. You have your semicircle. You lost a point of control. You're going to break back down. That's very simple to me as well. Look at the local POC on the 15. Similar idea here. When you lost this local POC, look, resistance, broke up, resistance. When you previously can't get above a resistance over and over again, expect more downside. These are simple ideas, okay? The idea is we had this trend line drawn. We were like, well, is there a chance we could stay inside the pattern? There is. We even did a bearish retest right there and dropped to the downside. Also, inside of this, I was drawing a descending triangle. And descending triangles break straight to the downside 96% of the time. I mean, they're like golden for making money. They're like the greatest money-making pattern I've ever seen. Like all the other patterns do their thing, but the descending triangle, in my humble opinion, goes to the downside like it feels like 100% of the time. And it usually gives you a lot of the measured move too. It doesn't play games. So get to know the descending triangle. Get to learn how to short. That can really help you make some gains. So if you're in the trading group this morning, I put a Bitcoin update, right? In my Bitcoin update, I found a flag on the 7-minute, all right? And you can see right here, this is what I'm posting for BTC. I'm saying, you're in a flag. We were already in the money too at that point at 652. And this thing would continue to go to the downside. You would gain a massive amount. Just by being in the trading group, you would have known to short the market. And I didn't wake up like, let's long, baby, I did point out a bullish divergence here on the 7. It started to form here. It looked a lot like a regular divergence that we normally see on the mornings. But you know what I also saw too? It looked shoulder, head, and almost kind of made a mini right shoulder there and let go to the downside. Attempting the bounce now with the stronger divergence. But honestly, it's really not that strong. This is still pointing to the downside. What I see is levels being lost for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin losing 26,550, right? Bitcoin losing this key area at 26.8. So unless Bitcoin can get back above these key levels, I would expect some more downside. I'm going to delete all my work from all the other days. I'm going to get rid of my moving averages. Who likes that we do this every day? Who here likes that we restart, we refresh every single day here? Who appreciates it? All right. Where can you do futures on Bitcoin in the U.S.? MEXC is the place to be. All right. And if you don't understand, I'm sorry. We got it. You got to figure it out on your own. But shout out to everybody here. 379 people on the live, 122 likes. May I get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly be humbled. Namaste to each and every one of you. God bless you all. I do absolutely love it. I love starting new clean charts, bro. Amen. Love it. Exactly. So we're going to start on the weekly for Bitcoin like we do every single day. Not every day on the weekly, but we're going to start on Bitcoin like we do every day. I just don't want to be facetious. I'm in my mind. I'm like, there might have been a day or two that I didn't go over the weekly. So I can't say every single day. Basically every day. So we know our key levels of support and resistance. Agreed? We know where we stand. We know we have this beautiful resistance here that became support, right? We know the weekly is very oversold. Could still slip lower, but we know it's very oversold, okay? That's just a fact, all right? We know that we have a bit of a double bottom here on the weekly as we wick to these two areas. We did not break this support. That is a double bottom, Any normal human being that trades crypto, trades, technical analysis would agree with me that that is a double bottom. Agreed? I would say so, right? Yeah. I'm just going over simple stuff. Double bottoms break up what? 68% of the time. More than they break down, a double bottom will break to the upside. Does that mean we're going up? No. Does that mean, we're going to long right here, we're guaranteed to pump? No. It just tells you that most of the time, more than not, this will break up to its measured move, which is the length of the neck, which I call the neck is where these two, bottom pieces hit, and the head, which would be kind of the middle part of the W, which isn't the same as the head and shoulder, but and that tells you could get to 39,377. That's just the basic technical analysis. If you took away all the oscillators, you just looked at the price action, you're revisiting a previous support, a previous resistance is becoming support, and you've double bottomed off of it. So if we just simply take emotions away, get ourselves really calm and easy, that's a double bottom for Bitcoin on the weekly. Amen, right? And we're oversold on the stochastics. Does that mean we're ripping? You know what? I'm going to be able to deep dive, and the price action and the culmination of the time periods is going to give me a special sauce. And my mind, see, I'm going to teach you something about the subconscious mind. You have your brain, frontal cortex, right? Right and left, right? But let's just say the subconscious mind kind of lives back here. It's operating all the time. Sees a stop sign, sees the color red, right? Interprets red, sends it to the brain, right? You read the word stop and you think that you saw the stop sign, but you've been processing it already in the back end of your subconscious mind, right? This is how you're on a traffic light and all these things that you do. So if you constantly every day, like I do, look at the chart, look at the chart, look at the chart, your subconscious mind keeps grabbing, right? And over time, 1 minute, 7 minute, 15 minute, 4 hour, daily, weekly, right? It all starts going in. And what happens is the subconscious mind, because this is what you're giving it, begins to compartmentalize on its own while you're sleeping, while you're dreaming, while you're in bed at night, right? When you eat the right foods, when you work out, when you give the brain what it needs, the brain will work beautifully. So when you drink the lemon water, when you work out every day, when you go through these motions, this is when you start to kind of gain these benefits. So the point, what I'm saying about this is now when you come to look at the charts, there's more information there because your subconscious mind has derived more information for you to have. Okay? And so that, when you see a pro trader or someone who's been trading for a long time and someone will ask them, well, how did you know to make the trade? It's like they can't it's almost hard to answer because so much is happening on the back end of their thought process that they're not even fully, truly aware of anymore, but they've built that database. You know what I mean? They've worked on that ability to have that. But that's really where true skill comes from. It comes from subconscious mind theory, in my humble opinion, because skill comes from the ability to do something naturally, almost. To feel as it's almost natural. When someone is skillful, we say, wow, it looks like he was able to do that since they were young, but they worked at it so well. Like Michael Jordan was born with a basketball in his hand. No, he was not. But it looked like he was, So in order to obtain skills, we need to feed the subconscious mind what we want to build. We need to let the brain work. All right. This is key. Anyway, let's keep it moving. And this is what I try to implement to my students and to people in the trading group, that it's more than just, it's more than just than trading. There's so much going on in the brain. All right. So look, we had this idea. There was a bit of a, kind of a bullish. Yeah, it kind of had hidden bullish on the 1 hour. I could be being a little facetious because in a way, when you look at it, I looked at it a few times, backtesting it. Technically, that low doesn't hit that low. So, but you could say, no, this was the swing low and it was already swinging low. You can kind of say this divergence already played out. I think I have to do it like that. I think I was being a little more wishful thinking there in the morning. I will give it to me this morning as something. I mean, I called a short, we were short. Probability was short. I didn't even say I called a short because I put out a video update to the trading group, and it looked to me like Bitcoin was going to go to the downside. That's just what the charts were conveying to me, right? And we would continue to the downside. Really, it was just a 7-minute bear flag at the end of the day. I saw this and it looked like, and we were high on the stochastic. I mean, simple as I saw that we couldn't get above a resistance. We were already falling down and the stochastics were high again. And it just told me we were going to take a dump. Pretty simple. Now, if we come back up in the Stokes and we make a lower high, likely we take another dump. You get it? Stochastics to me are very simple to trade. You just got to, let the market, just don't use your emotions. Second your emotions come into play, you're just, and you ruin the trade, Trust me, every human deals with it. You'll trade as long as me and still have to deal with your emotions. They're not going to go away. You're just going to get better at handling how to deal with them, all right? It's like a crazy relative that you have to see all the time. So rising wedges break down 68% of the time. We talked about this yesterday on the daily. The daily was overbought, didn't look good. RSI pointing down, lack of momentum on the MACD, and my Stokes had a bearish indicator on it too, a bearish divergence, and we're curving to the downside. So hey, we've been warned. And we had this resistance right here that we had already where we've hit, and that's it, So Bitcoin, trouble in paradise at 27,250, I'll call it, all right? And so until we get back above that level, that's going to be kind of the big boy resistance for BTC. Where is support for Bitcoin? Some will call the 618, 786 area here. It looks more like the 618 because it coincides with this point of control. This would give us 26,126K. So, and then we look for BOOKMAP, and if BOOKMAP can give us a big order of liquidity down there, it would be interesting. It is Thursday after Fed week, but look, it has more liquidity to the downside. So it's just more likely that we're going to go down to 26,000 than do anything else. So it tells you to stay in your short, and you're just getting started in the stochastics on the daily. Also, the daily is away from the 21-day moving average. When I put this up, the daily, too far away from the 21-yard line. As Tom Brady goes back to pass. I threw you for a loop there, huh? You thought you were listening to Al Michaels. Jim Nantz. For a second, you had no idea what was going on. You were like, wait, is that the... It's weird, my moving averages aren't coming up. First time I've ever seen that happen to me in a long time. Maybe it's because I'm using this thing and it's slowing me down. That's weird. It's like taking a long time to load my moving averages. Never seen that. It's actually never happened on the live stream in my life. Yeah, they're here on this one. They turn on and off on this page. That's pretty wacky, right? Anyway. Oh. No, now they're back. All right. They're probably back over here now, right? Yeah, they came back. All right. So... see where the 21 is? You're likely to touch the 21. And even last night, to my trading group, I'm like, at the end of the day, we could try to scalp these small time frames. You could look for an in and out. The daily is your friend. The daily gives you the biggest signs. And the daily was telling you that things weren't looking amazing, right? Period. So, however, we are at a key level, the 382. And we haven't lost it yet. And we're on a high volume node. See it sticking out right there? See how amazing this stuff works? So crazy. And these candles opened and closed here. So that's your daily support, 26.5. And it's psychological. Everyone loves the 500. Could you close a candle above 26.5? Possibly make a double bottom here on the daily. Possible. I'm open-minded that anything is possible. The RSI said, the stochastics say we're going to the downside. And they've been pretty accurate for most of my life. Like today, the 7-minute Stoke said we were going down. What happened? We went to the downside. You know what I mean? So this is what we were looking at when it all started. You get I love patterns. They tell you where to get in, where to get out. Stochastics tell you where to get in, where to get out. You play the pattern with the Stoke. It's golden, baby. I'm telling you right now, I can show you so much if you want to soar with me and fly with me, baby. You will be like, what? You'll be like, wow, where's Tom Crown at? Tom Crown, we love you. Tom Crown, are you out there? I know you're lurking, Tommy. Jump into the chat, Tommy. I see you, baby. I see you. Tommy C, Sammy P. VP and President 2032. God bless each and every one of you for being here. Clip that out. Send it to Tommy. Send it to the tweet. Tweet at him. Let him know that we love him. Clip that out. You can clip anything you want on YouTube now. You can go to this little area and there's a clip button, right? Like if you're watching and you want to clip something out, can't you just go here to clip right there? Clip that out. Send it to Tommy. I want to see how many people send that to Tommy. Send it to him. Let him know we love him. You know what I mean? Let him know he's being loved. I would love it if I got those tweets. You know what I mean? Hey, Lifer, what makes the moving averages so significant? Like the 21 and the 200? God, my friend. God. All right? You like that, right? You like that, right? I had it waiting for you. No, but seriously, I do believe it is God. I think I'm nuts because we live in a system of math, and math is amazing. And through this math system, we can find all these gems in life that really kind of can give us the answers. And moving averages are simply just, you know, they make sense to me because how I used to explain it to everyone is like this. The 21 is like a young teenager that goes out and like it's easily influenced. It hangs out with a group of people. They say they're going to go here. It kind of follows them. And if they stay out too late, it stays out too late. And the 21 gets itself into trouble. The 200 is the older brother that knows better and like, or even like, you know, the watcher that never leaves home and just kind of is always there waiting. And when the 21 comes back and everything crumbles, the 200's there to catch it. It's like, I'm here for you, baby. Don't you worry. You know, I was always here the whole time. I knew you were coming back to me. And the 21's like, I'm sorry I went on this crazy run with everybody when the price went all up and I just tried to chase it. And I knew they weren't going to take me with them, but they tried. I got left behind until they came back to get me. But by that time, everything was gone and we all started to fall. You know, so, wow, your voice resembles a well-known broadcaster. It's actually incredible. The man gives so much daily education for free. Just think what you can learn from the trading group. Get in there today. Food Offensive. God bless you for saying that. God bless you for saying that. That is the greatest advertisement when someone else advertises for you. It doesn't get any better than that. And that's word of mouth. That's because people like what they're getting in the trading group. So this guy, and so the 200 is going to be basically 200 days divided by 200. The 21's 21 days divided by 21. So what they do is they give you short and long-term, basis points of where things should be right, you know? So look, see how the 7 is starting to curve now? It's telling us that we may be getting a move further to the downside here, right? This could be making another possible rising wedge, which is a little more vertical than I like it. Usually they're a little more lateral. And what you look for now is a reversal pattern. Like, could this be a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder? We need to dig our way on out of here, you know? Can we make the ascending triangle at one point? You know? So you start to project the ideas that I've seen before. Let's go look at the last time the 7-minute had a significant dump. It was like here. And we decided to roll up. And what did we do? We made the ascending triangle. Like, it's just kind of weird, but you'll find these similar ideas over and over again, you know? 7-minute here made it. And you make, look, the ascending triangle. Like, it's just kind of what happens. You see? After the divergence, and it will resemble the shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. So we're looking for this. And then you get to ride the wave back to the 200 SMA. This is going to happen today at one point. If we can execute that, we can get ourselves into a beautiful little long on the smaller time frame. That will happen today. We just have to be able to find it. All right? And that's a beautiful little way I've learned to trade is to take this yokel. It yokes it away from the 21. You got to get space from the 21. Just like here, you get space from the 21. And we'll break that down, but the 21 will teach you so much about where price wants to go back to. All right? And where price is extended from. All right? So this should this should continue up, make the right, and then it come to the neckline and then make the right shoulder, right? If it was a strong enough divergence, the sad thing is you never know what price action is going to do. These are all probabilities. And look, because you wicked here, that's your support. You got to get back above 26.562, and if you can't, expect more downside. So if we see this start to dribble off, it's going to dump hard, you know. 7-minute is starting to show signs of a dump, I will tell you. Eventually, we're going to get pulled too far from the 21, and we will pump back to this 200 SMA. The weird thing is, the level will change. If we drop, if we come up, it depends. And it won't usually do that much. It'll do it more like this. But eventually, we come to that 200. How we do it is just not, is something you can't really, look at the 77s, though. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 565 people here, 192 likes, $7 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely amazing. May God bless each and every one of you. And I thank you for being here with me each and every day. All right. So the 7-minute overbought. Okay. 7-minute is overbought. Just like this is overbought here. And that's your resistance now. You'd like to see it break out. You can even look for a tiny retest on the 1 or the 5. When I'm trading big money on small time frames, I'll use everything I can. Great show, man. Love you. Thank you. Shout out to Rave Song Records. I have loved fibs my whole life before I even saw the charts. Exactly. Math is God for sure. It's throughout the universe. Amen. Best form of advertising. Yep, exactly. Word of mouth, baby. Shout out to everybody here on the live on this beautiful day. I believe today is the first day of fall, right? Isn't today the fall? Isn't today September 21st? The end of summer, man. When is we call it the fall equinox. I like to be in tune with the movements. Sometimes it's the 22nd, sometimes it's the 23rd. Okay, so fall will come on Saturday, September 23rd at 6:50 in the morning. The autumn equinox, known as September equinox. The sun crosses the equator, and those living in the northern hemisphere will begin to see more darkness than daylight at that exact moment. Because we eventually that's like if it's like you're walking on the sun's here and you're walking on like a hill or something, and you go right behind the hill. That's going to be the time the actual angle changes on us, and boom. The number of hours in the day and that almost equals the sun shines directly on the equator, meaning there'll be roughly 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. There are 2 equinoxes a year. The spring will occur on the 20th of March. Yep, that's when spring creates. So, yeah, this does resemble a liquidation. If we go to BOOKMAP, we should see the liquidation there. We'll see how bad it was. There it is right there. It was pretty bad, actually. It was pretty good. It was way bigger than I thought, right? So they got a good amount of the longs liquidated there. And now they're going to go up for the shorts, right? This will likely pump all the way back up somewhere to this 200 SMA, all right? So once you get the dump, you take money on the short. They usually reverse the price. And we see this all the time now, and exactly during when I'm live, between 10:30 and 11. It's just how the markets move. And you could trade the NQ. This is basically when the liquidity is injected into the market. You want to trade with liquidity, all right? There's certain times in the day when liquidity is injected, all right? These are smart money ideas, But by learning time zones and understanding when big money is allocating, you'll be able to ride pumps and dumps depending, you know what I mean? So look, we broke this cool little resistance now. That's a good sign that we can continue to the upside. You could look for a tiny retest if you want. Like, did we come down and retest it on the 1 minute? If you want to be super precise. Or you can just wait for a 7-minute candle to close in 2 minutes and be like, can we get a candle to close above the resistance? If we do that, I'll be confident that I'll open the next long up to the 200 SMA. You do have to heed your other time frames. You have to see what's going on. You have to look for support and resistance. Like here, you can clearly see we're going to have a little resistance at 26,650 because we've bounced nicely there, and we're going to come up to that area. It's going to give us a little bit of an issue there for sure. So to know that area might be where I take a partial, because or cover most of my long if I'm in a high leverage position, because that's, and then you got the point of control after you visited the volume area low. See, you swept the, look at the VRVP, how beautiful it works. You lose the POC on the 15, you fall to the downside. We lost the POC up here on the 15, you fall to the downside. Right there. I mean, it's if you just short red, lower reds, long the bounces of the lower value area highs, it's amazing what can happen here. 15-minute is getting the reversal. Stochastics have some space to pump. So by my direction, I'd like if the divergence was a little stronger. We do have it on the Stokes. I usually don't trust it on the Stokes as much, but we do have a strong divergence on the stochastics RSI there. Not even hit by the indicator itself, which is interesting. But clearly, you can see that the hills are uptrending while that is a fat trend down. Also, it is a Class C bullish div because this does trend down. But you can clearly see if you were to continue this line and this line, they would intersect. And when lines intersect, that is a divergence. All right. We tried to call it there. You see, we came up, got resistance. That's how you know. So we did get a little mini divergence there on the 7, but you got resistance. Here, we called the resistance, but we're getting above it. This is likely to move through the moving averages to the 200 SMA at one point. It's a nice gap here, too, that can help us if we get right back above 26,740. We know we have a little bit of resistance at 26,674 for Bitcoin. All right. All right, that's going to kind of give us to the short-term lev traders, people that are watching closely. And again, now we got to make sure we want this next candle to close above resistance. This starts to jettison down, we're going to be in for a little bit of an issue. I'm not in a long or a short right now. I honestly was up till 2 in the morning last night, and I don't say this a lot. I am exhaustedly tired. I may not seem it. I could ready to go. I could literally go 10 rounds right now, but I'm exhaustedly tired, and I have the screen share tonight. I will be taking a nap sometime today in the afternoon. I'm drinking coffee. When I drink coffee, something's weird. I didn't get my full workout in today. Today was a weird day for me. I don't know. Anyone else have a strange day? Was it in the air? Something was off. So when I feel a little weird, I don't go hard trading if my mind's not perfectly clear. And I hope everyone hears me saying that, All right. Shout out to Master Friend. We love you, brother. Sam, Money Concepts, Time and Price, baby. I love you, man. I love you. Shout out to Master Friend in the house. Shout out to Seize the Day. Shout out to Darth Dude. Shout out to Whose World Is This? Shout out to Dominic. Shout out to Darth Dude, Knockstars TV, Whose World Is This? And all the beautiful souls in the lifer. What should we make of all this? You know what? I may make a statement. I may not. It all depends. You know what I mean? Screen share is worth 99. My man, God bless you. Hey, the calls from the screen share have been paying. So it's been fun to do them. See, this is a good sign. See how the 7-minute looks like it's going to close another candle above resistance? Master Friend. What do you think of the long here, buddy? What do you think of that long, boy? What do you think of that long there, boy? You think you go long there, boy? Vancouver Island, boy? Tall glass of water there. Yo, I was up until 3 here in Vietnam for the Fed and up till 5 for the kids to get ready for school. Wiped out, tired, exactly. It's tough to trade. We've been flirting with this level for weeks. Such strong support and resistance. I know. I got scammed by a crypto swap, lost to the win. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Phil Collins said that there's something in the air. I got scammed by a crypto swap in the night. Okay, so one thing I want to show you too, there's some weird news going on today that I want to bring up. All right. Something going on always, right? This is pretty cool. This is big news. Crypto makes up 70% of South Korea's reported overseas asset tax agency. Over 1,400 individuals and corporations in South Korea have reported holding $98 million in crypto overseas, which is 70% of all reported assets. Wow. I mean, the largest share of South Korea's. So they're going to be one of the richest countries in the world. They're stacking their Satoshis together. Like, they've all figured it out. You know what I mean? Pretty interesting. So I just want you to understand how big Bitcoin is and how many people are really truly behind it. Wormhole integrates native USDC transfers for 4 blockchain networks. Wormhole integrated with cross-chains Circle transfer protocol, allowing USDC to be sent between Ethereum, Avalanche, Arbitrum, and Optimism. Finally, trying to get that movement there. USDC getting more extension through the DeFi world. All right. And DeFi protocol Balancer's front end under attack. Just stay off of Balancer right now. Even CZ retweeted this. Something's happening to it. I saw this last night. If you are in Balancer or you're playing with it, I wouldn't be swapping or doing anything bridging with it. Just take it easy until further notice with Balancer. Check out their Twitter. Go to there and stuff like that. It may have been solved by now. I don't know. I just want to put you unawares. And German crypto regulator calls for global rules to also govern niche finance centers. Interesting. So now you have other countries pushing. I mean, that's good and bad. Whenever I hear the word global, I hear the word, it can kind of, so. And then Coinbase kicking off that grassroots campaign to really get the ball rolling for Bitcoin, right? This flag looks highly likely to break to the upside here on the 1 minute time frame. I like what I'm seeing here for a pump up to 26,650 for a nice little long. Snuggle into a long with the lifer. If we get above this little point of control, we are likely going to make that move. All right. And this is the 1 minute that we look for. There's the divergence. And there's the pump back to the 200 SMA. I just wasn't watching the 1 minute. There's the div right there. I would have seen it. I just can't watch every time frame at once. But there's the div, right? You can wait on the retest of the tip of the div. So bing, right there, which is great. High volume node. We gap through, right? First take TP, come up here. Now does this flag make or break us? Touching the 21, getting low on the Stokes. If you get above this one, usually you get a big pump. You either hit this with resistance or you get above it. If you get above this yellow line on the 1, you get a huge pump. If you don't, it's just, so it's also a good time to take a partial and leave a runner. If you leave the runner and you're already in profit, then so be it if it gets resisted. But if it gets above it, it just adds to the trade at the end of the day. Just watch the powerfulness. Now look at this the 50 coming for the 200 SMA. Like it wants a golden cross, right? And so you want to front run the latent indicator. Do you have the guts to go for it? That's the question. You know what I mean? All in. Never go all in. All right, number 1. Never go all in. Oof. I'm thinking of the trade. Wow, the 30-second looking to reset. 25,550. Previous resistance. I also said I'm tired, so I wasn't going to trade. Do I break my rule? I mean, I like that we gap through this gap. We got to hold the zone, though, here. Seven minute is now, like, see, it closed above, it closed below that resistance point. We need to get back above that. Yes, the 7 minutes overbought in the Stokes, but it can get flushed, especially during these moves. I'm noticing that more and more. These moves flush price action, I like that trade on the 1, man. It's preemptively before the curve, right? So I'm long right now, very small. I'm long for 2,264, $100 at 21x leverage. We'll see how this trade goes. All right. I'm also in CHR. I've been holding it for 3 days straight. $21, it's down. If this thing can rip, you'd be surprised. It can. That $21 can make us $200-$300. So now the trade's up 2%. We'll see how it goes right here at 107,933 in margin at 21x leverage. Not a big boy. You know what I mean? Well, let's see, man. So far, we got a little bit of a pump. We should tap that 200 SMA. If we get above it, we could get a big pump. The Stokes being this low tell me that we can. So we'll see. We'll go from there. All right. And this could turn around in 2 seconds and dump in my face, and I could lose the trade. Remember, losing and winning trades is just part of the game. That's it. You know what I mean? I could mitigate my face off and do that too, but on the live stream, it's kind of insane, you know? So, and honestly, I'm not, I've been doing the same way of trading for 15 years, so it's like I'm like an old dog. It's very hard to make me do something new. But I will slowly implement, and I have done it. He asked for donations. How is that? Anyway, Market Maker is so crafty. I can always backtest it. Here she comes. We'll see what happens. Don't be if you're over leveraged, see, that's where people get themselves caught up. My liquidation is like 25, is low 25s, right? And I lose $100. So like, I'm keeping the risk low today, right? I'm not bugging out here. So we'll see. Only time will tell. I like this 21 coming into price action with low stoke. I go for that. That plays out many times. That simple strategy over and over again. If I just attack that a lot, I tend to have high probability wins. You know what I mean? He asked for donations. Yeah. All right. Funny. Yes, sir. The new traders. Yeah, exactly. It can help and hurt depending. Even Mark Douglas talks about that too. You know what I mean? Someone that hasn't lost tons of trades. Like if you were a trader and you just lose a lot of trades, you know. But if you win a lot of trades with your strategy, you won't want to really listen to someone else's strat. You'll just be like, I kind of like if you had a business that made money and someone was like, hey, do this business. You'd be like, but my business makes money. I don't need, you know what I mean? So it would be hard. At the same time, there's all different ways to trade and all different people. And your personality kind of shows kind of how you're going to trade. So, you know, that's why I believe it's amazing to have leverage trading, swing trading, altcoin trading, forex trading, then the NASDAQ, because the trading is like the world, man. Everyone has something different that they love about it, you know? And that's why I believe my trading group's amazing, because we encompass that diversification, and we have, you know, like we have a skill set, and we have someone who's, you know, specifically focused on that skill set to help you and guide you, right? I'm a noob trader. Thanks for teaching. Anytime, man. Anytime. We appreciate you. We love you. And remember, everyone, we're trading here on MEX Global. MEX Global is the place to be. I absolutely love MEXC. All right. Link in the description below if you want to jump on in wherever you are in the world. If it works for you. All right. And you can join the trading group this morning. You would have been privy to the short that I talked about, and I put out a flag and even gave you the measured move. All right. Also, we got a short going on front last night. We'll talk about that. That continued. It might actually have gone further down to the downside. All right. Okay. My camera lost focus. There's a chance. Let's see. Oh, you know why? It's like on this thing. Hold on. I believe you because it was like on the monitor. That's better, right? Yeah. Thank you. God bless you for saying that. What nice people, dude. You guys are so detailed. I call them sweet hats. The nicest people in the world. Sam is the best. He gives you everything, but he's trying to teach you to learn how to fish for yourself. Exactly. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP is just continuing to liquidate, and it tells us we can go higher, you know? And it's liquidating the shorts for us, giving us some gas to the upside here. Look, we hit the 200 SMA. We nailed it. We hit exactly where I said we would hit, right? Boom. Small trade for me, 3%. Feels like I should be up more than that, but the king of 3%, they call me Sammy Cup and Handy, right? And look, we got rejected by it. A lot of bots are going to take profits immediately at this 200 SMA. If you get above it, you will catch a runner further to the upside. This can be when the trade ends, all right? This can be when the trade ends. In the next few minutes, we're going to find out whether we cross this level and boom, or whether we have trouble, all right? What's interesting, look. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, pump to the upside. This tells us it's likely we get above this 200 SMA and we continue to move. Point of control has been pushed over, right? We got above it. See this red line here? It's a good sign. Here comes the battle with the 200. Here it is right here. What will happen here will define the trade. all right? This is insane what's going on right now. I feel like I'm doing a clinic. This is nuts. I never know how the day is going to go. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody here. Please join the trading group if you want more knowledge and information. The short to the Bitcoin was out this morning. You would have known about it. Now we're looking at the reversal, right? Join MEXC today. Hit it right there. It's so simple. And you'll have access to the same things that we're doing here. So there's the resistance, right? And I get the heebie-jeebies right now. I'll be honest in my trade. I'm like, ooh, like I don't like, you know, like I put the stop loss almost to break even at that point. I don't want to lose money, right? I do like this bigger inverted in my favor here. But look, isn't this a rising wedge? You know, it's like I'm always looking at things. We're kind of a symmetrical triangle now, or ascending there. I like this move above the POC here. That's bullish to me. And again, when people come to me, they see all these lines and things like, what is this madman doing? You know? And also remember, this flag is supposed to hit the measured move as well. Pattern, if we just looked at nothing else but the pattern is supposed to do its thing, right? Some people trade, like some people are just trading this, the pattern alone. They're not doing anything else, you know? They're not looking at liquidity. They're not looking at BOOKMAP. They're not looking at the VRVP. They don't give a dang. They're trading the pattern and the pattern alone. Look, we're going to have resistance where this pattern started. If we break through that, it's a good sign, all right? You slap back on those moving averages, you really want to get above the 200 SMA. If you do, the trade will continue to go pretty well, okay? Desire, dedication, discipline, determination equals the lifers. Heebie-jeebies, that would make a great NFT set. The heebie-jeebies. Crypto lifer, making crypto trading simple. I mean, nothing is, I guess, as clear and clean cut as we can make it. Pronunciate your words, right? I used to talk way faster. Remember the live stream used to be like, blah, 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 blah. People are like, this guy is out of his mind. And, you know, we've slowed it down a little bit. We've become more, people know us more, you know. I have more of a presence online now. I feel it better. Everything is, you know, you can see I'm starting my words. I'm so tired today. You know, I can feel it. But I'm going to push through. And I'm going to stop talking about it because I actually feel amazing. And each and every one of you is making me feel like I could do anything I want. Also, what I'm noticing, every time the 21 and the 200 get tight, we get an explosive move. It's almost like a Bollinger Band move. You know what I mean? It's like 21 and 200. They get really close together. I mentioned this the other day on Bitcoin, and then we had a massive pump to the upside, right? Still holding 3% gains, 21x leverage, right? Wasn't amazing. I'm not risking a lot. I'm not a big shot here. I'm more going over key concepts and ideas with you and throwing some money behind it so you can feel the rush of that idea. And you can see that I'm with you and I'm not just like, you know. And for me, it also, you know, it keeps me on my toes a little bit, right? See, when the Stokes get high and we can't get above the 2, that tells me that we could have some problems. We got to clear this 2. We got to get above the yellow line. It's a battle now. And honestly, that will also get us above 26.6, and that's the key level that I've been talking about too, right? 26.6 is key resistance. So it's and a lot of people are going to short this because they're going to be like, "Oh, short the resistance at 26.6." So we're going to have a lot of people piling on. I was listening to Mark Douglas last night, right? And if you make a trade in an hour and then you make a trade an hour later, how do you know one trade's going to go the other way or not? You have no idea. Why? Because you don't know who's in that trade. There could have been 20 guys trading at a prop firm that decided to take the day off after 1 o'clock. And there's not. So what he was explaining to me is every time you tell yourself you know where price action's going, you say you know how many people and where they are in the world and how many people are in the trade. And you don't. So because you don't know how many people are in the trade, then you never know what's going to happen in any given moment in trading. You just have to go with the flow. You have to make your decision, look for your probability, find your edge, and go for it. You know, my edge is low stochastics on the 21-day moving average. You know, above a POC, right? With a reversal behind me and some bullish divergence. And I know how to play my moving averages. Bam, there's our move above the 200 SMA. Let's go. We get to close this candle now. We can continue this move, right? Once you get above this yellow line, a lot of things can begin to kind of flourish here. This is when the trade can begin to grow, okay? Again, it's not guaranteed. This could flop back in my face right now. This could dump in 2 seconds all the way to the downside. The market can change on you at any given moment. And the market is never wrong. You are wrong. Who here has blamed the market? Who here said, I swear they're against me? How many times have you said it to yourself? I swear they're against me. The market is against me. I can't stand the market. How many times has that happened to you? You felt like there was a conspiracy against you and your position. You swear that they went after your stop only. How many people have felt that? All right. Why is that? Because you believed that the trade was supposed to go the way it was supposed to go. There was no guarantee of anything. Okay? There was no guarantee of anything. That was the only guarantee. The only thing you can guarantee is your risk. What you're willing to lose. What are you willing to lose in the trade? Right? That's it. You can identify your risk, nothing more. Okay? Nothing more. You cannot blame the market on your follies. All right? And this is still a resistance by the 200 SMA. Once you break the 21, it's pretty sketch. Now would be a good time to be completely out of the trade and leave a runner. All right? Look, the bearish div called on the indicator too. Once you lose the POC, you'll drop back down to here. I put the stop loss to break even. I basically can't lose the trade. And I'm about to get pushed out of the trade. And what I like about it is, and it could push me out and jump right back up. Let's see. Not out yet. The 50-day could save us here. Yep. And I don't mind getting kicked out for break even. I really don't. Because to me, I'd rather not lose money, right? And so I'll open these, I'll open these, I'll open these. Break even, break even, break even. One of them will run on me. You know what I mean? Boom. And instead of wishing every time that it's going to be the winner, you know what I mean? This could very well get back above the 200 SMA and get a beautiful pump to the upside. All right. Yeah, you don't go fishing when it's storming outside. Sometimes you need to have a pole in the water. Sometimes you need to be on the sidelines. Yeah, and you'll understand when you can trade and when you can't. Like, you'll understand when the volatility is in your favor and you can handle it and when it's not, right? Let's get out of the smaller time frames for now and kind of look back on big Bitcoin, all right? I've been doing a lot of insanity today inside this little moment. But it's been a teaching moment. Like, I feel like these moments are just beautiful teaching moments. You know what I mean? And look at that descending triangle. It hit the target. It's just nuts. A lot of gooba there, but descending triangle broke to the downside. I swear it's like the best paying pattern in the game because the ascending triangle doesn't pay as well as the descending. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I've back tested them both. It really doesn't. All right. That's somewhat bullish there too. Moving average is getting so tight. That looks like a beautiful move to the upside. A 3-to-1 risk reward ratio with a 2.6526. Bit of a higher low there. Low, higher low. Boom. I'm going to re-enter this and see what we can do. I'm worth $30 for $90 in the trade. I like what I'm looking at. And I'm going to stop looking at it too. I'm going to let the trade play out. Let me move on. Staring at trades for me personally isn't always the best thing. I've learned it's good for me to set my trade and move on. You know? That's what I've learned, though, over time. I've also learned that more money in a leveraged account is actually better in certain ways. You know, you have a little more leeway. You know, I haven't looked at this before. Possible rising wedge, bearish retest, break to the downside, 19,005, right? Also, we have never negated this idea, the shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. Neckline, that also gives you 19.5. So, lost the node here, right? Resistance by this high volume node. And if I stick to it bullishly, I stick to it, you know, you usually drop back down to the big POC. So is 19.5 coming? There's a chance. You know, I'm open-minded to the fact that it could happen. We going lower or higher? I don't know. You know what I mean? So, trade's up 0.6%, which was $7 though. So we'll see what happens. All right. It's a $25,000 trade. All right. It's $1,000 in at 21x leverage. But the most I can lose is $30. You get it? I just want you guys to understand how to manage risk. All right. So like, look at this trade. I put $1,100 in it. All right. The fair price was $26,570, like right where we're at. Or my entry price was $563. Okay. 25,000, 21x long, right? Margin is 8% of the portfolio. See, look, it's up $16 already. And if you look here, okay, I've already put in a stop loss at 26,526, and I put a take profit at 26,659. I'll either lose $30 or I'll gain $90. Now, if it could keep running, I could also keep it running. Okay, you see? And look, there's a nice pump to the upside there for Bitcoin. And woo, another one. And now we're back above 26.6. All right. And now I am happy that I re-entered. I'm tired, and I said I wasn't going to trade. But I'm an obsessive trader that can't stop doing this because this is what I do for a living. And I'm drinking coffee. So, and I'm a little tired. So you're going to get a little funny, wacky me today. You're going to get a little side of me that you normally don't see. You're like, who is this guy? Because, you know, I'm a little lucid today. But that's how you make $30 pretty fast. I mean, that could pay for lunch. I could close that, pay for lunch, call it a day. You know what I mean? $30. I mean, that's a beautiful way to make $30 if you, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Hey, Lois, I think I'm gonna grow a beard. Hey, Chris, go to your room before I put my foot in your mouth. I'm also a wacky, obsessive trader drinking coffee. God bless you. Amen, man. Amen. It's hard to stop, right? So you guys share it with me, you know? You share it with me. So. Drunk Sammy, you're funny. Saw Mikey and Mark on TV last night and heard Sam. I invested in Gala because it's the best, all right? Babe, I took care of it. It doesn't matter, babe. I played a cop, I played a fireman. Dude, grew up in Southie. My brother, everyone, dude, you know, boy bands, you name it. I sung, dude, all right? Maki Maka, no, fuck you bunch. I was the best that ever did it, okay? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's let it rock. Let's let it rock. And Bitcoin, getting the move above the 200 SMA, that's usually a good sign you can get the move further to the upside. All right? 26.6 now will be the battle, right? And we talked about this. We know 26.6 is a key area of support or resistance. Now we see what's happening here. All right, so I'm attempting to do Bitcoin. Sam the man, opinion on TRB for today, please. We'll take a look at that. God bless you for the love and the constant support. Each and every one of you, 279 likes. There's 400 people exactly that don't like the like button. Man, come on, baby. BOOKMAP is looking nasty, in my opinion. On the left-hand side. And so, boom. Looks like we liquidated everyone we could there. And now it's turning on us. It's also low liquidity Thursday. Look at that. Just right back down. A little bit of bearish divvy. See? Now you're up $3, right? The battle for the 200 SMA. Stay above, you pansy. Low, high, higher, low. Push up, baby. Push up. You can do this. Don't liquidate the short. Don't liquidate the longs. It's trying to. Strong push. Yes. Hoorah! Some could consider this a possible retest in a way. There we go. There we go. Hold the line, baby. Hold the line. Can you believe we didn't get stopped out? Protecting the money, though. See? I moved my stop up. I would have only lost like 15 bucks. And what I do now is I duplicate this window. I keep this on one screen nice and big so I can adjust my stop at any moment in time. Okay? So this is on my top window. And then I keep this down here so I can just look at the counter. That way you're not going back and forth every 5 seconds like this. And you're able to manage the trade very swiftly and easily. See, I'm up here with this big screen just doing damage. All right? And now we're back at the money. It came down for the retest. That's a really good sign that it retested that level. A lot of people got in on that retest, right? And now the Stokes are in our favor for a big pump to the upside here for Bitcoin. Looks like this trade may actually begin to play out pretty heavily. All right? And more shorts jumped on in and piled in at 26.5. They thought they had shorted resistance, right? They're just trying to freak you guys out. And they're probably going to... We needed those people to short, though. We need more people to short the market because we need to get up. We need to get further to the upside. We need more liquidity. Still, liquidity is further to the downside. We got... And again, support and resistance, no matter how much fun we're having here on these small time frames, we got to break back above the key area, right? Now I'm moving the stop loss basically to break even. And I don't mind if I get stopped out again at break even. I'll do it 10 times a day. Until I hit, you know what I mean? But one of my gains will hit hard, and I will manage my trade. Like this one really looks like the one that's going to hit pretty nice. Maybe make $100 or at least hit the price target. See that now? We break this high, we're going to continue, and now we're above the 200 SMA. You remember that? Now we've reached a key level. You can go back and back test this every time we breached it on the 1 minute. What happened? All right. There was a beautiful pump. Like, that would have been great, right? And this is similar to what happened. We doubled it below it, but we got up. This one was minimal. Didn't get you much, all right? This one was grisly. I mean, amazing. Like, that was what you're looking. That's what you want right there. You want that flag above the 200. You're in the money. That one was kind of So you're like 2 for 2. That one was a beautiful move. That one was a beautiful move. If you're already above it, I don't consider it. Beautiful move there. So, like, see how you long above it? Above it? It's just, these are just simple concepts that make you money, guys. You know, don't reinvent the wheel. You know, you can do this. You can do this. All right. But you have to have proper risk management at all times. All right. What am I up now, too? Like, I could just add to the trade. I could do this 10 times a day, the trade I made. How come it won't show? Now I want to see what's going on. Oh, that's this page. Yeah. Like, I could take that 20 right off the table here and call it a day. I can move my stop loss, like, right into profit. The idea is to keep the stop loss below the 200 and ride it and ride this move if we can. We want to see price action stay above the 200 SMA. So now my stop loss is at break even. I can't lose any money. Right? And I'm in a pretty good position in the chart to see if we can take it from more. See, that's how I like to trade personally. All right? I go pretty heavy too. I got like 500 contracts this past week, so it kind of covers the fees. Yeah. What time frame is the 200 on? On any time frame this will work, but I'm on the 1 minute right there. And then I you know, my brain starts to see stuff. Start to build. Double top, right? Now I know there's resistance at 26,600. We knew that. Like, we knew that. Like, we knew we were going to have resistance here. This is going to be the key level to break. The fact that we're above a 200 SMA now gives me a bit of an advantage, right? Trade's almost as high as it's been. I think the highest it was about 3%, right? Wow, fast move down. Look at that. Just boom, like Anyway, I can't lose money. It's stress-free. I'm likely to probably get stopped at a break even again, which I don't mind. Look at that. Tap me out right there. To be honest, like the stress of the trade today is too much for me. I'm so tired. It's like I personally don't want it, you know. Look, $4. I'm about to get stopped out of break even now. Yep, there it goes. Done. You know. But we were in the money at one point, so let's get back to my. I'm actually like more interested in what the bigger time frames tell me than anything else. What's going on? I don't know. I don't even know what time it is. Thank you though. So now look at this. When I see good thing, you look at the 15. Bear City. Tapping the 21 in a bear flag and overbought. It's ugly, right? And not able to get back above, you know, this is going to be the next resistance, 26,650. And we really just got rejected by 26.6 again. So, see, when I'm tired, I'm all over the place. I got to, like, slow down. Let me go to the daily. Stop saying you're tired. Shut up, Sam. Nobody cares. Just perform and shut your face. Get out there. Make it happen. Stop being a pansy. So we got the rising wedge breaking down clearly. Clearly. You got this too, like, you know, is this a bigger wedge? We come all the way back down here to 24.8 again. You know? So this is what we're dealing with. The daily can't get back above 27,250. We're, you know. Suck it up, Buttercup. 5-minute hidden bearish. Super chats, ORDI, GFT, and TRB. Oh yeah, GFT had a nice little move. So look, if the daily loses right here, 26,430, it's going to drop down to 26,262. If it loses that, it's going to hit the point of control at 26,000. So we have some support before we get to 26K, which is pretty interesting because, you know, so it's not all lost. All right. Look, we're still battling this. It's almost like a broadening, you know. The idea behind this trade, though, I want to point out is you get in somewhere when you want to find the divergence. Price action will come up. It should retest the 21. That is, for me, the safest entry. And then you ride it till you test the 200 and you get out. You can leave a runner. Like right now, the runner should be there. 75% of the trade should be exited and the runner should be there. I got on late. I got enticed by a little bit of a you know, liquidity grab there. But, and you can see it did pay off, you know, short term. And you can see I protected the purse. I don't want to lose money. I just want to gain a little bit each day. And if some days I don't do anything, that's fine with me. It's better than not losing money. People don't realize this. Watch this. This will blow your mind. Bobby puts $1,000 in the trade. All right. Ben puts $1,000 in the trade. Now, Ben, you know, or we'll say Bill for now. You know what I mean? It just came out of nowhere. But two people put money in a trade. Okay. This guy, the trade goes down 10%, and he's at $900, and he decides, you know what? That's enough for me. I'm going to cut off the trade. All right. And he cuts it off. Now, he only needs to make 11%, right? Which is about $99, or 10% is 99. So he needs to make 11%, right, to make the 1,000 to make his money back. Yeah. This guy is down to 900 and he says, "You know what? I'll risk a little more. Oh well." And the trade goes down 20%. All right? He's down to $800. Now, he only let the trade go down 10% more than the guy on the left, right? But look, what does he have to do now to get to 1,000? He has to make 25%. He has to make 200 of 8. What if he goes down to 30% on the loss and he goes down to 700? He now needs to make about like 40%, right? What if he goes down 50%? Once he goes down 50%, he's down to 500. Look, now look what he has to do. He has to make 100%. People don't think about this. This will blow your mind. Say this to yourself every day when you're racking up losses and you're not using risk management and you're forcing trades on days where you're not in the best mood. think about these things and be like, okay, right? And so every time you go down another 10%, it takes even more of a gain to get back up. Look, if you lose 90%, you'll go down to $100, all right? What do you have to do now? You have to 10x to make 1,000. You have to make 1,000% now. I'm telling you, like, this will bug you. Who is this bugging anybody else out? Who knows this? Who has never seen this and this is now hitting them so hard they can't believe it? Who has let so many losers run when you're like, oh my God, had I just cut those losers off, right? Today we will recover. I'm going to buy grands. Wow. With a high daily. Amazing. I just woke up. Give me a chance to go bullish. I'm going to pull the horn in these bears' faces. I knew that, but reminders hurt. Yeah, so the more you lose, the harder it is to gain back your portfolio. 20% really, you should not be, as a day swing trader, like between 10 and 20 is the high, because once I'm going past 30, I mean, you got to really start grinding back up. Please keep this concept in your mind. Super, super important. All right. And use a protective stop. I'm going to stop using the word stop loss because it makes it feel like you lose money. Use a protective stop. All right. Risk management is everything in trading. Lifer Masterclass as usual. Amen. Shout out to my man, Crypto Muser Farms in the house. God bless you, my buddy. Hope everything's going well for you. You're making my belly hurt. My protective stop saved me today. Always, you lose faster than earning. Reality Thursdays. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we got to that sense of situation. So the daily, looking bearish, but being held by a beautiful support of the O-line. They couldn't get through. They tried to punch all the way into the first down yard line. They could not get to the end zone. They're going to go for 2 anyway, though, if they do get in, because, they're down by 3. Lamar Jackson all the way back to pass. Beautiful here in Candlestick Stadium here in San Francisco. So look, I mean, we got this rising wedge breaking to the downside. We got the bounce. Will we continue lower? The daily says we will. So if you look at nothing else but the daily and the 21 SMA, it says we go on lower at least to 26,270, right? And we're going to be testing that 26,300 level. So the big time frames say yes, and then even to the POC here at 26,670. 26,067, sorry. I have 6 daughters. Protective stops don't always work. I realized after I lost 140,000 since 2021. That's why I'm here. Shout out to Joe Field. I'd rather be rocking up at 20 here at a 10 there in accumulation rather than 20 here and attending there in a payout till 2025. I agree, man. I think I know what you're saying. I believe I know what you're saying. So the daily doesn't look good for us, period, right? And even the 3-day could roll over with these huge wicks. That's just not. I'm an optimistic guy, but I'm also a realist. Wicks that big or not, that's not good. At a high volume node right there, we could not get above the buy. There was just heavy sell pressure. There was too many whales selling at 27,250. Period. Now, could we recover in 8 hours? No, I mean, but this candle closes tonight for our weekly close, right? All right. Brock Purdy to Deebo Samuel for the touchdown. Bang, bang, bang. Niners gain. Tony Rojas. My microphone chat said it wrong. Sorry, bro. I shouldn't swear, but it's true. Epic announcer. You're funny. So 3-day doesn't look great to me. I don't like wicks to the downside like that. I'm a realist. Let's be honest here. I'm not a bear or a bull. I give you guys exactly what I'm seeing straight every single day. Long term, I am bullish for Bitcoin. 22 dumping to the downside. Once the 22 crosses the 200 SMA, it will go lower. It will go lower. That's going to be its kind of, daily death cross right there. Usually you dump a little later, and it doesn't mean it's all over. We're just consolidating here. You know what I mean? And we could even be making something like this and just going up and down inside of a bigger symmetrical. For sure, I'm open-minded, and we take it one step at a time, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time when it comes to BTC. 4 hour had the Adam and Eve double top that I kind of saw in the 1 hour, right? And then the descending triangle in the smaller time frames. 4 hour also is just baked in, and that could continue to drop. I could see that just get blasted by the daily. So Remember, 4-hour can get what I call pinned. So stochastics can get pinned by bigger time frames, meaning the momentum is too big on that other time frame for this to ever kind of revisit. And that's something I've studied for years on and off. All right. Now, smaller time frames will try to bounce. That's why you look at key areas of support and resistance, and that's what we're doing today. All right. We know 26.6 is key. Can we stay above it? So now we looked at all the bigger ideas in the bigger time frame, right? And this is why we have to zoom into the smaller time frame. And this is kind of, now you could open up a short on the daily right now and never look at another time frame again. All right. Again, the short was up here at resistance at exactly 27,250. You'd be in the big money now at that node. All right. At the same time, that's why it is good to trade big areas and pay attention to bigger areas too, so you can like focus on them. Doesn't mean you can't have a long on a bigger time frame and still take short and longs on a smaller time frame. So you can see where price action bounced is where price action will have an issue with right there. 26,635, 26,628, call it 26.6 really. But that's going to be where we have to get back above. If Bitcoin can't get above that area, expect more downside. All right. 15-minute looking to roll over, like it can't get above that area. So, and that's why we're kind of looking at, we're playing with these small time frames. Still back above the 200 SMA, which is a good sign, And honestly, what I like about this strategy is it doesn't really matter if Bitcoin is trending down or up. This will happen over and over again. The divergence back up to the 200 SMA. It happened here too. Like there was the same trade there, the divergence, and it got rejected by the 200. You just have to be very careful when you approach the 200. That's when you want to be taking most of the trade off the table, no matter how you feel personally. And I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice. There's a personal strategy which I shouldn't even be teaching. Right? You know what I mean? I could keep to my very self because eventually too many people will use it and then they'll exploit it and we'll have to find a new one. Every couple of years you have to change your strategies because the market makers are based off of using your own strategies against you. All right. Pretty easy short here. Shoulder, head, shoulder, right? That's going to dump. All right. You just play what you're supposed to play. IMX, funny, I was looking at IMX this morning, right? So if you can't get back above 26.6, expect more downside, and we know the levels to watch, right? We break this level here at 26.5, we go down to 26.346, 26.436. We break that, we go to 26.260, and we break that, it's 26.60. Right there. So these are the levels we're going to be watching. Actually, I mean 26.60 first, but then the bigger level on the daily is 25.693. But I will watch 26.60 because we had a POC back there. And now because you bounced here, you got a local area. So just, you lose this, you're going to test 26.5. You lose 26.5, you're going to test 26.4. All right. Those are the levels you want to be paying attention to. The daily does not look good. So keep reminding yourself that if you want to trade a big long. All right. You know the thing, you're right, dang straight, bro. We're going with the... You know the thing, you're right, damn straight, bro. We're going to win the... I don't know what he's saying, but yeah. Anyway. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. I felt like we did it. We broke it down. You can always look at your key levels again. And as long as we stay above 25,000, we're pretty good too. You know what I mean? This is all just kind of up and down minutia. So there you go. I would love 20K again because I'm attempting to put in a bigger order that I would like to get in, and I didn't get it in yet. So I would, I've been doing great, but I would like to book one massive order in one more time. One more time, right? Now you can trade ORDI on MEXC Perpetual, and you can trade it here on KuCoin. All right. ORDI got beat to the downside here, right? Is it going to bounce back to the upside is the question. That's what people want to know. Ordinals will eventually get a move back up. It did get back above the 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. So look, I like what's going on here. You're about to get a golden cross. You got the cup and handle. Yeah, I see what you're seeing. Support or resistance looks great, right? You've tussled with the POC, came back down to find support. You're in a Sammy Cup and Hattie to the upside. You just wanted to hear me say that. I know it. That's what you did. You saw this and you were like, he's going to do it. Sammy Cup and Hattie, baby, to the upside. So that looks absolutely beautiful, too. And that could get you all the way to 518. ORDI, baby. ORDI on the radar. Thank you so much. I'm tired today. Every once in a while, I need a bone for me and the group. I appreciate you throwing us that bone. Yeah, 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio with support. That thing could blast. Let's look at our daily. Daily's a little overbought for me. It tells me to stay away. You know, it's a gamble on that daily. It is a gamble on that daily. And you hit a resistance. Interesting. You might have to come down to the 786, 706 level and retest 3-2. So here's the deal. You could be aggressive and take a long here. But don't be pissed if you get stopped out. You're fighting the daily. It just adds to the, you know. So high risk because the daily's high, but this thing could pump. All right. I've seen things pump when the daily's high before. It's just more unlikely, but I've seen it happen. So that's why, like, it does happen. It's not like, oh, you can't make this trade, you know. So what I say is some people never trade when the daily's high. Some people like to take that risk. It depends on the type of trader you are. As I start to make better gain, you know, as your portfolio grows and you get yourself kind of ahead of the rat race, you tend to take less risk. Like you don't need, you know, when you're a beginner trader, you're kind of, oh, I want to find this out. And then you've also, you know, back tested it a lot and you're like, anything that causes me more mental stress, I usually avoid, you know, I attempt to avoid, right? So I don't mind good, healthy stress, but things that are just like, you know, meshy minutia to the brain, you want to be avoiding, right? Let's take a look at GFT. Did it get a bit of a pump there on that scalp? I was looking at it on the 7. It did, actually. It pumped up twice now. Still holding gains of 11%. Shout out to anyone that took a gander, you know. So look, it made a nice pump, or you could say it made a pump here. You could even restructure yourself. Now it may be coming in for a retest on the 7, which may extend it. I looked at this as a quick scalp. To me, the scalp hit a beautiful 11%. I mean, that's all we wanted in about 30 to 40 minutes. You know, you can't beat that. The initial pump was there too, right there for about 11%. Came back down and then pumped again. You know, some people may have been stopped out by that. It was a fast move. Like yoink, yoink. You know, there was too much liquidity down there. They grabbed it. But we put it out right here, and then it did make a pop. Also had a shoulder ahead and kind of, you know, kind of shoulder, head, right, two right shoulders. Almost an inverted. I call these complex inverted head and shoulders. And let me show you just so you can understand if you're new. Shoulder, head, shoulder. It broke out. That's a complex inverted head and shoulder. There's your neckline. You're supposed to break out the neckline to the head. That's exactly what you did. There's technicals involved. If you can see them, they're almost always there. All right. Gifto may continue there on that flag. I'd just be careful. As Thursday afternoon rolls on, liquidity will begin to dry up. Things will get a little, you know, everybody here's a heads up when you have these people telling you to fill out surveys. Fill out the opposite of what you think, you know. Drinking that lemon water. Shout out to everybody here on the live. And I took coffee today, which is weird too. ARB is about to get some volume. Sam is the voice of crypto. I missed the NPOC at 26.3 and 26.2. A good trade setup for another maker. Wouldn't that be an inverted head and shoulder? Yes, it is. An inverted complex head and shoulder. IMX really broke out, Sam. Nice call. Let's take a look at Immutable X. Well, see that little inverted head and shoulder there? Shoulder, head, and a shoulder. That's supposed to break out. Unbelievable, right? But like, I don't, gotta pump off divergence though. Like, it's a mess though.
Sammy?
Yes, my love.
Do you think your mom would like tom yum soup and wonton soup?
I don't think so.
You don't egg drop soup?
I don't think so,
She has
no.
a little bit of a cold, and I want to send her some soup, and she's on the vineyard, and it's really hard to figure out.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I really don't. Never heard her say, I wanted some wonton soup.
Okay, so then I'll just send her something from the Scottish Bakehouse, like a steak platter.
She's an old Irish woman. An older Irish lady. I like her.
And she's a little sick.
Thanks, my love. See, I had a little bit of bullish divvy there. See? And it ripped off that. I don't remember putting that out. I think I talked about it that I liked it. Just to watch for the week. I don't know if I, did I put out like a different chart on the KuCoin? Let me see. Had kind of an inverted head and shoulder, but it dropped a little bit. Yeah. I don't like taking credit for things I didn't say, so. But maybe I put it out. I go through so many things, you never know. Last night it was front to the downside as well. We're going to take a look at the DXY. But let's take a look here at Frontier as it took a nasty drop on the 15-minute time frame out of this. And yeah, boo. Now it didn't look, and it's funny. See, that's the third inverted head and shoulder in a row. See, shoulder, head, shoulder. You just learn, like you learn right in front of me because you can see shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. Complex inverted. The complex inverted is the divergence. Look, this will pump up to the 200 SMA. You see the same thing that I'm teaching you? There's the divergence to the 200. This usually pumps up to the, all the way to the 200 SMA. There's a likely little scalp here on this trade here. And that little gap of 4%. Because you have an inverted, they're going to break out. There's just, I see it. Lately, I've been seeing things even clearer than I ever have before in my life. It's kind of crazy. And see how this is away from the 21 and it's the inverted? Well, if you flip this upside down, it's the same thing. It gets away from the 21 and you get the inverted. Here's the divergence. And you pump back up to the 200 SMA. You see this? It's insane. Price does the same thing over and over again, but this is upside down. See? And so the way you short is the way you long. That's why you long. That's why you short bearish div away from the 21, back to the 200 SMA. Just like you long bullish div away from the 21, back to the 200 SMA. I hope I just blew your mind. So you can see that this is this. Did I just I hope I just freaked you out. Like, this is this. It's the same trade when this goes up to the 200. It's the same thing we just did on Bitcoin on the small time frame. Dude, they use this algorithm on every asset in the world over and over again. I figured it out. You find the div, you use BOOKMAP, you take the move to the 200. Over and over and over again. All right? It's pure insanity. Okay? Everything else is up and down. This one is the most guaranteed thing I found in the markets. In every market. My brain figured it out. I shouldn't give this away. I shouldn't tell people this. I should keep it to myself. Okay. You do what you want with the information. I could pass tomorrow, and I'd rather be a legend than be greedy. All right? And hoard all my money and, sell all my classes and just be like, oh, I got all the tools and nobody knows. Yeah. I know a lot of things, and I put years and years into it. And I still continue to add more information every day. I'm willing to learn more. You got to be willing to learn as much as humanly possible to gain an edge in this world. Rounded. Almost like a rising wedge that already broke down, right? And see how this has some Adam and Eve vibe? There's the Adam and there's the Eve, It's kind of, it's twisted, but it's got, because patterns don't have to be perfectly lateral. They can be sideways and stuff, Let's take a look at the DXY. That blew my mind right now. Because I didn't know I was going to do that today. Like, I don't plan my live stream. Like, today I'm going to give them this. Like, I just believe I go live and God gives me the gems. And God's like, if you put your best foot forward, I'm going to provide you with the amazing insight that is just going to be unique and beautiful. And I say, dear Lord, are you going to do that for me? And he's like, I am, Sam. I am, because you've been a good man. And I'm like, well, thank you, dear Lord. I'm going to continue to be a good man. I'm sorry about my sins. I want to, become the best possible, right? So let's take a look at the DXY because we have to. Sorry, I'll never stop doing that. It's so corny. I love it, though. I love every second of it. Okay, let's take a look at the daily. Who's laughing in the background there? Let's take a look at our daily. So still bearish div, still wants to dump. They tried to spike it up one more time to kind of get, you know, I don't know what they were doing. They're trying to basically bear trap the euro. 4x longs, you know what I mean? Like some big whale was on 4x. He's like, oh, no, 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 no. Couldn't get above the resistance at 105.71. Clear as resistance, which was right there. All right. And strong bearish div on the daily, like some of the strongest I've ever seen. Lack of momentum on the MACD. I moved this alert over. And we just want to see the daily take its tumble to the downside like it's supposed to. I don't know what's taking so long. Like this is very strong bearish divergence now. And the US and the dollar really, the last time we had really strong bearish div here was right here. Same idea, 4 hour down while this was ripping up. We got a dump there. Not a whole one, but we got a dump to the 200. I'm looking for the 200 dump. And then here. And so once you get divergence on almost any time frame, you're likely to dump to the 200. Then you take a portion of the trade. If the trade goes below the 200, you keep the trade open. All right? And you may be able to get more out of it. You watch. Look, this turns into a bear flag with a measured move of the length of the pole. And that tells you where you're going to go. All right? And once you have a strategy, don't let other people take you away from your strategy too. Remember, that happens to people. You know, stick to your strategy once it fits you and suits you. You can add new information, but stick to your strategy once it fits you and suits you. Okay. Interesting. This has some inverted head and shoulder vibes. Getting some interesting information today. At the end of the day, I wouldn't long unless we get back above 26.6. We get above 26.6 and we retest, take that long. You know what I mean? But right now, that's my resistance that I'm just like, nah. If the bulls can't get me above that, because they tried right there and they couldn't, you know. So now, you in my mind, you remain short. There's no reason not to remain short until you. I'd rather get stopped out on a short at a very little, risk than, you know what I mean, than hope on a long below 26.6. Because we battled that thing yesterday, and 26.6 really is ingrained in my brain at this point. So we looked at the DXY. Let's take a look at the ES1 S&P futures. All right. So we made, look, this symmetrical triangle. We had the beautiful bullish div, but we got rejected. We couldn't get back above this resistance at 4,500, right? And that was the key level you had to get back above. And I always talk about divergence is as strong as the resistance. I used to love bullish divergence, and when I first, it plays out every time. And then one day it didn't. I was like, why? And then I set my support and resistance, and I'm like, well, there was a key resistance area. Like, we had to get above the POC at 45.15. You can't get above the POC, you're likely going to drop to the downside. This is also a symmetrical triangle. And symmetrical triangles break down more than they break up. And that's, you ended up getting the breakdown. This also, it's interesting, you can kind of see a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder there that broke to the downside. You lost the key point of control, and you were overbought on the stochastics this morning right at that level. So it's like when the stochastics reset, you should have been at the top of the pattern. It's another really easy way to trade. You set your patterns, right? Stochastics get to the top, you should be at the top of the pattern. Top, right? Here you get to a topping area, top of the pattern. When stochastics get to the top and you're still somewhere in the middle of a pattern, it's like almost guaranteed you're going to drop out of the pattern, right? Yeah. So he said, didn't you try to long resistance? No, I longed the 1 minute. Let's square your mind away so you can stay focused, my friend. I longed the 1 minute above the 200 SMA, okay? That's what I did. Like this here, see? See that move up? Or was that? I'm like using 100 charts now. It's a KuCoin. So like to me, it's about I'm a MA trader, right? So once we got above the 200, there was a chance we could keep ripping. We didn't, but there's a good chance. See, we're still. This is a really good. See, now you're consolidating above the 200 SMA. The more you stay above this, the more likelihood we can break back above 26.6. But it looks like it's just gonna. It's like, it just we don't seem to get the volume. This is a momentum indicator. It keeps telling us the momentum isn't able to get us there. So you can look for consolidation above the 200 SMA. Right? Yeah. Funny you said that. Didn't you just long resist? So I read the same stupid comments. God bless you, man. Thank you for, I don't know, mentally challenging me. I appreciate you, brother. Let's take a look at TRB and render. All right. Remember, actually, let me finish with the S&P futures. The S&P is low on the weekly, right? Doesn't mean it can't dump, but it's just showing signs that it could, you know, and there's a key resistance that it's tussling with. Once it loses this level, 43.40, it's likely going to drop to the point of control at 41.131. So, okay. I was like, do you have a hidden bullish, right? I'm not sure, right? I didn't even get to the news yet, see? I look at it kind of like this, but I mean, you got a bearish div on the weekly. It's likely to drop. Very likely we're going to drop and then come down to this 200 SMA. I don't believe we'll break this low. You know, based on the bullish, and charts convey we won't break this low based on years of data. All right, that's a very strong bullish divergence on the weekly, but anything is possible. Okay, it's almost look for this to consolidate, something like that, and break on out. So I see a move down on the S&P. I just do. All right, I'd be careful if you're long in the S&P. Do you think that bull run could be canceled due to the recession, financial crisis, and the Great Depression? Anything could happen, man. Stay open-minded, bro. One step at a time, one day at a time. I believe the halving will create a frenzy no matter what. You know what I mean? But if they play games with the price, they play games. See how that pump off the 200 SMA? Look at that. It's just insane. I'd be in the money had I just hung on, right? You know what I mean? But we might have been, it was close. Now you're back above 266, so like you're like, okay. I just knew I just drew this flag, and I'm like, I can't find where I drew it. You know what I mean? I just can't find which was it BTC USD? I just can't find it. Like we just drew this, remember? Where did I draw that? The inverted head and shoulder. And now that you're above the 200 SMA, you can get all the way up to 2750, 27,150, or 26,750. Sorry. There's gonna be resistance right here. How'd the closing go yesterday, Sam? Went well. The closing went great, man. Yeah, on Tuesday we closed. Yep. I haven't seen the money leave the account yet, right? But the closing went well. I mowed the grass yesterday. October, November, December are great months for Bitcoin. They really are, right? And funny, that's the Sammy Cup in handy too, right there. Sammy Cup and handy. And it's funny, then you can get a righteous, like, can you get all the way to the target at 26.8? And the volume's going to get lighter and lighter, especially on a Fed week day. Some people are just going to be like, I can't take it this week, you know. And there's less clues today. Like, they're really not leaving a lot of clues. A little more liquidity to the downside, but it's starting to, look, it's getting lighter. They're pulling away. They're like, it's like they were spoofing. They wanted to pull in the shorts for some reason. Someone really wanted to entice the shorts, you know. And I keep telling you, if you can get above that 200 SMA, boom, dude. And the point of control and 26.6. So the second that 1 hour candle closed above, the 1 minute closed above 26.6, like right there, long, right? Amazing. And that's why when you get in here on this run and you take, and this is the partial, that continues to rip for you because you don't know if you're going to dump all the way back down at this. You just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. All you're doing is playing probabilities. That's it. Look at this beautiful short squeeze to the upside for BOOKMAP. All right. Understanding this is so important, everybody. All right. TRB render in BLZ. The dollar index looks bearish to me, but anything could happen. Anything could happen. I swear TRB was on. Yeah, so I was saying TRB is likely going to drop to the 21 on the daily time frame, right? And it got pretty close, then came back up. But let's take a look. 3-day chart. Yeah, it's so far away from the 21. This is going to dump back down to the 21-day moving average. It's going to take its time. And it's hard to predict how price action will fully react, but, you know, mark my words, we'll put this out. Remember when I did this for AKRO? Let's go back to AKRO again. Let's just keep reminding y'all. And look, now you got above a resistance here, and you're kind of retesting that area. Now you're retesting 26.6, 5, right? So a smart person could put a little flag here. Wait for the 21 to get to price action. If the 21 gets there, there's a chance that this could be another move to the upside. And you can I can already start to kind of preemptively build my trade before I even see the trade. Begin to kind of square away how I'd like to enter, what my risk reward is, and what I'm looking for. And then, you know, it'd be great if it even retests the support for a bounce. Nice move for Bitcoin above the 200 SMA. It's just like, I'm expecting this behavior. This was a dud. This was a dud. It was weird that we didn't get the move, you know? I was like, huh. We closed candles above it. They tried to just, maybe they know people were using my strat. I don't know, it's funny, right? And you can see, remember I said, like, a key place to take, you know, because look, you're going to run into problems at 26.66 because that's where you had a bit of up and down movement there. I will tell you, the inverted head and shoulders says that you're going higher. I'm not saying that's happening. I don't even believe it. It's just that's what it says. All right. It says we go almost to 28.68. All right. No guarantees that's even going to happen. All right. That's just the measured move of this. That's all. That's all. Now they're going to liquidate the people on the other end. They're just going to keep going after the people on either side of the board that are too over leveraged on a low liquidity Thursday. After a Fed week, right? That's why you never enter this trade. See, I put this out because I'm looking at it. I didn't enter. What I can't say about this, looks like I'm telling people to make this trade, right? I am not. I'm just saying my mind works as I build the trade before it happens. I watch price action and it could fall off. And if it falls off, it doesn't fulfill the trade that I wanted it to make. You know, I can readjust for the falling wedge now. That changes everything. That changes a little bit of the measured move and everything else. One hour 4 like it can help push. Episode 1005 without a single day off. Let's go. Get those likes up for the most dedicated guy in the game. Appreciate you all. Thank you for the love. My shoulder's also hurting right now. It's like in pain. I'm whining today. Why am I whining so much? All right, let's take a look at... Yes, I see this coming down just like AKRO. And I like putting this out there because I'm going to keep reiterating this stuff over and over again. And my mind finally hit me. I'm like, this is the best way to prove to them. I'm like, just leave daily reminders on there. And this trade would have been... you would have gotten so paid on the short. I mean, it's still going. Like, it hasn't stopped yet. Wow, I made 280%. Imagine how I let it stay open. I'm going to learn how to let these things run, man. But look at that. On 9-3, I told you when price action was up in here that we were going to head down to the 21 SMA. You know, and you can go back to the daily and you can find 9-3 right here. And you can go back in time and you can see how being in my trading group, this is proving to you how being in my trading group will get you paid. Because I scan the markets all day long and find these opportunities. And my mind can see them because this is all I do every single day. And I get rewarded for it. People send me messages. People say thank you. My whole life is about helping others see things that they may not have seen. That's what my business is about. Being detailed, staying on point, right? Not going out and getting hammered, keeping myself on point, staying focused, you know, staying disciplined. So look, reminder, the watches 9-3 said we would hit the 21 SMA. On 9-3, I said, I've had this out since that. You can go back to the live stream that day. Anyone can verify the things that I say to be true. And I knew price action was going to come back to the 21 because when you get that far away from the 21, you have to come back to it. Don't you understand this? You have to come back to it. So if I press play here, you come back to the 21. Look at that. So again, same thing. TRB is looking the same way to me. So it's very likely you head back to the 21-day moving average. Okay? Is that clear? Everyone understand? You're too far away. Small time frames will give, and your stochastics are telling you it's a wrap. Okay? You could wait for one more bearish div if you want. There could be one more push up. All right. Binged watched Mark Douglas last night because of you. So did I, man. I watched him for like an hour and a half in my car. Honestly, I started watching you for 1 year now, and you were truly amazing. Dia Ram, God bless you. Thank you for saying that. It's the nicest thing anyone could have said. I wish my wife said that to me every day.
I wish somebody said that to me every day.
I did say you were amazing today.
I know, but people tell you that all the time. They don't tell me that all the time.
Oh, babe. Does my stardom get you nervous? She didn't answer that. She couldn't handle the truth. You know.
You're so bright. I don't need to look up at the sky anymore.
Oh, my Icarus. Fly to the your wings may burn up.
You're such a bright star. I can barely see when I look.
You can't even, I just can't even. Blinded by the light.
Yes, I'm blinded by the light.
Roll up like a deuce, rolling in the night. Blinded by the
I
light.
have to go to the bank,
I always have to do something.
so then get to it.
The daily for render looks beat up. I don't like it. Price action just needs to stay in between the 200 and the 21. All right? That's what we want to see here. Something like this. Tightness. It's funny because people ask you to find them, and my wife gets to go through first dibs of everything that comes into the thrift store. Hey guys, I'm back in at my wife thrift store, dropping her off for the day. Does anybody need anything from the thrift store? No BS. If you guys ever need anything, or all I got to do is ask me. I need a lighter. You got white vest, like a light vest, a light colored vest, white, beige. All my vests are darker. I want some lighter vests to compensate the darker shirts. Yeah, the daily is overbought on most of the market. It is. It's not a good time to open large longs right now, in my humble opinion. It's a time to let us. It looks like a big retracement is coming. 12-hour looks interesting on render. That's what's got me going a little bit. You know, 12 hours like, you had a beautiful divergence. You broke out. You just got to make sure render can stay above 147. If it does that, let the daily reset. It's likely got a nice future for itself. That's a bit of a rising wedge. 4 hours resetting. A resistance here. Above a point of control, though. Looks like there could be a possible long here because your 12-hour, your 1 hour, and your 4 hour all looking pretty good to me. And it's starting to kind of make a run. Bullish golden cross there prior. Possible scalp up for 175. 9%. To me, a little risky for a Thursday, but you do whatever makes you happy. BLZ is in the same place as AKRO on the 3-day. It's time to come home, baby. You know what I mean? Don't get caught up. You may be able to trade it on smaller time frames, but it's time to build a short. We're coming back down. We will come back down to this 3-day chart, to this 21. And we may even go lower than the 21. Usually the 4 hour will hit the 200, right? And so you're looking for the 4 hour to come back to the 200. You're looking for the 3-day to come back to the 21. I wouldn't play anything else. All right? Don't get caught up chasing small time frame bananas. All right? And I could be wrong, and it could pump all the way to the upside. You know? But that's, look, see, that's rolling over. I wouldn't touch it, man. I would begin to short this. Back to the 3-day, 21 SMA. Nice and easy, baby. Even have the bearish div here on the RSI. Like, what else do you want? Right? Simple. This is just like my AKRO call. All right, what I'll do, look, I'm going to do it. We're going to do it together. Look. And Bitcoin, just, you know, playing games with 26.6. The daily looks bad for Bitcoin. Let's zoom out, get out of the smaller time frames, and just realize what's going on. The daily will pull back to the 21-day moving average. Just like all these pulled back. Let's start looking at the facts and stop playing games with our emotions. Okay? So look, we're going to grab this. We're going to copy this. We're going to come to BLZ. We're going to paste it. We're going to just change the date to 9/21. And this be it. Look, if I do this hundreds of times over again, people will eventually figure it out, right? So look, we'll watch this now. And watch, we'll probably come back just like that one 2 weeks later. And you'll be like, wow, that was a massive dump to the downside. All right. You'll never see bright colors on my back. Johnny Cash. Dreams won't come true if you oversleep. Tom Crown is aware of your prank. I posted on Twitter. God bless you, man. You're the best. Thank you. I wasn't pranking him. I was actually showing him some love, man. Anyway, God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. I got to jump on out for the day. I'm going to bang out the news real quick, and then I got to run, all right? But I will jump into the news. Let's see. My team likes to get some awesome information. Might be something in there, and we've been in the chart for so long. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Lumerin to launch decentralized Bitcoin hash power marketplace on Arbitrum. Lumerin's new marketplace will offer a decentralized platform for trading Bitcoin mining hash power via smart contracts on Arbitrum. Dude, Bitcoin mining hash power on Lumerin on Arbitrum. I mean, if you can see how everything's soon going to be integrated together. It's going to be a completely different ecosystem years from now. We are just at the very beginning, everybody. You are very, very, very early. Bitcoin warns of multiple stablecoin delistings. Finance as lawyers puzzle over EU's MiCA. The EU's landmark markets in crypto assets MiCA takes effect next year, but it's not clear how it will apply to foreign or decentralized users. Wow. The EU's crypto law MiCA is set to take effect next year, setting a framework for stablecoins within the bloc. With remaining legal gray areas, no approvals yet, there could be a bumpy landing in June. New European Union rules to kick it in a few months now could mean large-scale delisting of stablecoins. A Binance executive warned on Thursday. As long as Tether's okay, we're all right. But, yeah, miners were talking about that. MiCA was finalized last June and set to make the EU the first major jurisdiction in the world with comprehensive crypto regulation. It's a question taken out of context. In fact, we have a couple of partners launching Euro, other stablecoins in full compliant manners, of course. Oh, so look, see, kind of FUD. And then CZ always seems to climb the FUD, doesn't he? Absolutely amazing. Protocol Village Chainlink launches cross-chain interoperability network on Arbitrum. Arbitrum continuing to get that move. A lot of news on Arbitrum. We'll take a look at the chart for Arbitrum too as well. So that's the news. Lumerim and Bitcoin hash power on Arbitrum, right? EU talking about changes to stablecoins, and then again Arbitrum moving with cross-chain interoperability with Chainlink. It's pretty interesting, right? So let's take it ARB. And what goes up must come down too, you know. Don't get caught up in the hype and trade into these bullish candles. If you know how to trade with me, you're going to be looking for bearish divs. You're going to be looking for bearish patterns. You're going to be looking for things that can make you money bearishly. So Arbitrum, the lowest it's ever been, really. Beat to the ground here on MEXC. Does it have a big enough divergence? You're looking for that bullish div. It's starting to get something here, but I mean, wow. And Arbitrum, even with the news not getting much love at all, Arbitrum has a big unlocking, and to me, I believe it's going to be big in the long term, but it's something that I would just accumulate and wait for more of these people that got in pretty early to dump their coins. I wouldn't touch Arbitrum until it makes a retest of 92, and I may just buy a little bit because I have a slight bag that I'm DCAing into. So, you know, this is something I would buy at the very bottoms because I believe in it's only once a bull run kicks in, I can't see how this won't gain some liquidity and eventually get to $5, $6, $7, and it's 82 cents. So, but again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice. You do whatever makes you happy. Yeah, I wouldn't touch Arbitrum until after the unlocks, but it's clear it will perform now. Exactly. It's going to be an easy buy after the unlocks and a hold. You know, not easy, but a simple buy after the unlocks and a hold into the market. So. Bitcoin, nice pump up. It got a rejection by 26,650, that previous resistance area. Another area where we talk about it, but came down, and now it's retesting. Interesting. What do you say here? Well, that's actually kind of a retest. And honestly, they've been bouncing back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if this bounces right back up to the top right now. And you can swing trade this right back up. It's going through these gaps in the VRVP. Kind of broke out, retesting. 1 hour wants to push back up. I'm looking for the daily candle to close above 26.6 if we can get that, you know, but the daily doesn't look good. So to me, it's more likely that, you know, look, there's a high, there's a low, there's a lower high. Like, to me, we're in a downtrend. The daily doesn't look good. And I'll update the group in a few hours, too, to what I'm seeing if I see anything else. But thanks for playing. We had some fun. We looked at a lot of different things. Remember, that main trade plays out. We just have to find it, stay focused on it, and go after it, all right? Everybody, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Remember, we have classes for you to help you, all right? We can teach you. I teach class the last Saturday of every month. You definitely want to jump into that. And we have Master Friend Trading class every single Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. Join the trading group to get into that. It's $150, but you get extra mentoring, other ideas, and some tips, tricks, and tools to help you along your way. If you want to jump into Leverage Mastery, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, please hit the QR code or the link below to jump on in. And shout out to all my sponsors. Shout out to ITrust Capital. We really appreciate you. That's a place where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency tax-free inside of an IRA, even roll your previous IRA into that. They have someone on the phone you can call, and they'll be able to figure out how to do all that. They're regulated. They're great. I wouldn't associate with a better company. Shout out to the sponsorship from ITrust Capital. They are absolutely amazing. Check them out in the bottom left corner. Or I think it's your left corner, yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I'll see you all tomorrow for a beautiful Friday. Stay sharp. Stay positive. Remember, you are the opportunity. If you believe everything is coming your way, then it is. If you stay hopeful with gratitude every day, gratitude, I'm telling you right now, go to sleep in gratitude, pray in gratitude, take a middle part of your day. If you're having anxiety, if anything's feeling funny, just get on your hands and knees immediately and say thank you for everything and start asking yourself, why am I grateful? What do I have? And I'm telling you, you'll get up and you should get a rush and a feeling, and it should actually begin to attract abundance into your life. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Thank you. Crypto's life, baby.